can't quite find your face. Soft breath, endless space, your name just out of reach. Something in the silence, hands brushing away, falling. Echoes hold the night, almost say what I mean. Hold you when I can't speak, trace hope on your skin. You feel close in your quiet. Everything's going calm and dangerous. In my dreams, I'm still brave enough to love you. All the words I lost feel warm and true. Fear never finds me, only you. You say my name when oh goodbye, in that world we never lie. Morning breaks, edges around you, light and I watch you fade. Day pulls you